The reason why I decided to open Paint in serious manners is because I wanted to talk about my New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions. And I already made a video today on my channel talking about the fact that New Year's resolutions are useless and they don't work, which means I am a hypocrite. But only the reason why I'm a hypocrite is because my goals that I make for myself aren't goals that I expect to achieve this year. They are just general goals for me to look onto and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do this eventually, one day. And then I get to check back next year and be like, oh, did I do it or did I not do it? So that is what I am doing today. And then we're gonna play Skyrim, and then we're gonna play Skyrim. Or I could just continue to draw things and you guys could tell me what to draw. First thing, okay? First thing on the list, all right? Which is something that that CJ said that I think is good, which is to survive. All right? The Yay! That's the number one, okay? Okay, two. You said I should draw a worm? Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. Am I a hypocrite? Okay, don't be oops, be a hypocrite. Nice. I'm gonna draw. Okay, how do I draw a worm here? Hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's a pretty good worm. Okay, wait. That's not a terrible. That is not a terrible ass looking worm, guys. All right, I gave him a face. That's a snake? No, it's a worm. It's a worm. All right, 4. All right. What else? I'm gonna rate. Okay, one of my goals that I want to do this year, okay, is to learn a 4th language. And look, I know 3, all right, but I really want to know a 4th one. Okay? So, my goal is to learn. Last year I said I wanted to learn Spanish, okay? 2024 was 2025 equals Spanish, right? Hola. But the Spanish was not learned correctly, okay? I did not learn any Spanish besides the basics, okay? So no longer I am doing Spanish, all right? No longer doing Spanish. Instead, 2026 is the year of German. The year of German. I want to learn German. Why do you want to learn another language? Well, I've always been fascinated with languages and I've always been interested in learning them. And the fact that I know 3, I'm already I I'm already happy to know 3, but I love being able to communicate in different ways because it's like you kind of feel like you're part of a community when you learn a particular language, and you can kind of it's so interesting to communicate with a different set of people. And so I've always been fascinated with languages. And I kind of teetered between Russian, German, and Spanish. I've taken courses. I've taken Russian class, I've taken German, and I've taken Spanish in high school. But I never really knew them enough. I know words from each language, but not enough to speak fluently. But I just love being able to understand things. And being able to understand and to communicate in a different language, I find is such a, I don't know, it's such an interesting thing. It's such an interesting thing to be able to interact with people that you would otherwise never be able to interact with, you know? Greedy with languages? Yeah. I am very greedy with languages. And also I like just understanding people in general. They go about their lives and I could just be like, oh, I understand what you're saying. Ha ha ha, suka blets. 5. Read more books. More books. You are a librarian. Damn it. This is one that I talked about last year also, which is to read more books because I don't read enough books. I have tons of books in my room that I never end up reading because I usually don't have the time. And I always try to challenge myself to read more. This year, I actually did read a lot more than the year before, at least. So I've read about maybe 4 books, which might not seem like a lot, but the year before I read much less than 4 books. And I always feel like I'm a fake librarian because I don't read as much as I feel like I should. Even though like being a librarian is kind of more research oriented, I feel like I don't read as much as I should. And so that's why one of my goals is to read more than I did this year. So at least 5 big books I would like to read. Books, what kind of books do you like? Fiction, nonfiction? I mostly read nonfiction. But I I've started getting into fiction a little bit more. Um, but I'm very picky when it comes to reading fiction. But I mostly read nonfiction. Like I've been reading this book. Um, you need to read more because you suck at reading. Exactly. Exactly. Number one thing that I need to do to fix my mental health is to not be so hard on myself. I think this is honestly a big one because I am just so, yeah, I'm really hard on myself. Always have been, you know, even before I started doing YouTube. Um I've just always been so hard on myself, like nothing I do is ever enough. I've talked about it a little bit before. And so I kind of just want to have a better um relationship with having with having goals and things that I want to achieve and not making myself feel bad because I'm not where I think I should be or because I feel like I'm not good enough. And the worst part is that I use that as motivation and that is no that is no good. That is no good. So, I think developing a harmonious relationship with my motivation and to the point where I'm not so hard on myself because I would often I would often beat myself down so hard for just to motivate myself. I would literally beat myself down to the ground to motivate myself to get back up. And that is no bueno. No bueno. No good. No good. So that's something I want to work on this year is to stop comparing myself so much to the point where I start looking at myself like I'm not worth it or I'm not or I'm useless or I'm not good enough or I'm this or I all of this. I think that's one of my toughest challenges in life in general. 7, relax woman. I'm gonna quote Tress. What an excellent addition to this list because it really goes with the one that's above it, which is to fucking relax. All right, number 8, which I think is arguably the most important thing, is be grateful. I know this is a boring thing to add in the sense that it's hard to do. It's hard to be grateful, and it's something like I used to shit on all the time. I remember like my whenever I was down or I felt down in life, my mom would always tell me, "Well, Alex, you should be grateful. Alex, you should think about all of the things that you're grateful for. You should make a gratitude journal. You should always think about why is it that you're grateful. You should always this why are you grateful?" And I've noticed with life that I've ended up being the happiest once I've accepted gratitude in my life. Once I found out and felt gratitude for the things that happen in my life, a lot of my anxieties and my worries about achieving, not achieving, whatever it is, all of that kind of faded away because I could look at certain parts of my life that otherwise I would have taken for granted and be so grateful for them. And I think that that's such a important and powerful thing that on the outside you think, "Oh, well this is so fucking dumb. Like my situation, I can't be grateful for my situation because of XYZ that's happening in my life." But I think that we all have certain aspects of our life that we could be grateful for. And just to constantly remind ourselves of the things that we can be grateful for, that we are grateful for, things that we have that makes us who we are is such an important thing to do. And this is something that I try to practice all the time and I force myself to practice, especially when I'm feeling down, especially when I'm doubting myself, especially when I feel like I'm not enough. Practicing gratitude for looking back and looking at the things that I have in my life and being like, yes, like I'm so happy for these parts of my life, which is literally just a kind of a mindset shift because I used to be so negative. I used to be so fucking negative all of the time, all of the time. And since I don't know what happened in my brain, I just kind of started being grateful for things. And since then, it's made the mental load on my brain less intense. Yay! Learn guitar. I know one chord and that's it, but I do want to learn guitar. I don't know if this is applicable to you, Alex. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Any bad shit that happened yesterday, let it pass and focus on today. Yes, be present. That is also a good one. I think I don't necessarily have any I don't often look behind in the past. I often overthink too much about the future, like the what ifs or what if this happens? What if this doesn't happen? What if whatever, I'm a failure? What if blah 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 all of this? So, I think definitely to be present is another really good one. And in parentheses, I'm gonna put meditate. Meditate again. For this, I definitely want to try to start meditating again. Because I've noticed a huge difference in my mental health with um with meditating. So I definitely want to be more present and meditate again because I had a really spooky experience meditating back in the day. So those are my 2026 resolutions for this year. I think this is pretty good. I think I think it's good. It's not too crazy. It's not, it's not, you know, too much. There's not much pressure to these, but these are, the things that I want to do. These are the things that I want to do. Should I do extra credit? Okay, hold on. Let's do that. Let's do extra credit resolutions. Extra credit. So 1, paint. Boom. I'm gonna get that for extra credit. 2, I'm gonna write keep consistent. Keep consistent on YouTube and Twitch. And Twitch. I.e., don't give up. And so I want to continue to keep being consistent, keep making videos, and keep being and doing whatever I want to do for this channel, which I mean, that's just name of the game. Be yourself. 3, do you always. Yeah. Yippee. So doing as best as I can with what I've got, keeping consistent with what I want to do, not feeling forced to do anything or be somebody else or have things look a certain way or whatever, because I used to worry about that stuff all the time. I just want to do me. I just want to fuck around. I just want to do whatever it is that I want to do. I just want to do things how I want to do them. I don't want to worry about anything else, anybody else. I don't care. I want to do it how I want to do it. And if it blows up in my face, fine. But I'm going to keep doing how I want to be doing it and keep being myself, keep being true to myself, and constantly reminding myself to stay true to myself. That will be number 11. Stay true to yourself. Yay! That's it. That's it, guys. This is my list. This is my list. This is, by the way, this is actually how I write. I'm just letting you know this is my legitimate handwriting. This is how I write. Okay? So you might be thinking, "Alex, you write like shit." Yes, I'm fully aware that I write like absolute dog shit, okay? But this is where we're at. This is where we're at. I think this is pretty good, guys. I think this is pretty good. Let's see if I can print this. Actually, I do have a printer, so I'm gonna see if I can literally print this. Okay, hold on. Look at this, guys. Okay, wait. I can't seem to keep up any of my resolutions. I made a video on my main channel talking a little bit about resolutions, because I feel like if we pressure ourselves to, we make a list of things that we want to do for 2026. We pressure ourselves so much to achieve those things. We never end up actually achieving them, because I think a lot of the times when we make these like New Year's resolution, we're chasing like the dopamine of doing it, and then afterwards, because of like the pressure we put on ourselves, we never end up achieving the thing that we want to achieve. And so for me, like when I make, goals for myself or resolutions for myself, I never try to stress myself out about the timeline or like, oh, I want to complete this in this set amount of time. I just kind of focus on little things I want to remind myself, and if I really want to achieve something, it's already in my brain, you know? It's already in my brain of things that I want to do, you know? Like for YouTube, I've wanted to do YouTube for eons, for years. Ever since I was a kid, I was watching people on YouTube making stupid videos, doing whatever it is that they wanted, and I loved it. I loved it because it was just people just being themselves. And only now I finally had the courage to do it. Only now I finally had the courage to stream, to make videos, to do the shit that I wanted, even though I've been thinking about doing it for years, but I was so scared. And just the fact that I kept thinking about it, just the fact that it was something that I've always wanted to do, I never pressured myself to start at any time, but I started exactly when I felt like it was right for me to start. And that's why I think for me, my experience, why I was able and I'm able to keep more or less consistent, at least for the last almost 2 years that I've been doing this, it's because I didn't stress myself out too much about having this completed or, oh, like having this deadline or, you know, I was more concerned with doing whatever it is I wanted that made me happy to do it. And I think that that's the most important thing. Like, you enjoy what you do, you enjoy achieving the thing that you want to achieve. I think we always get so bogged down by, you know, the accomplishment of actually achieving the thing or the end result of whatever it is that we want to achieve versus like actually enjoying the process. Like I want to enjoy the process of making videos and making them my way, or streaming and streaming my way, or my with my own humor and bullshit. And the same thing, like I have like all of these, I have all of these resolutions that are on the screen, and these are things that some of them I've thought about for a few years, some of them I thought about just now. But there's still things that, meander in my brain and will continue to meander until I feel like I need to do them. All of my goals are now on this piece of paper that I printed out, and I'm gonna put it next to my on my corkboard, which is right next to my bed. It's up here, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna leave it here. I'm actually gonna write 2025 with a pencil, or sorry, 2026. Oh, can't believe I said that. I mean, I did this last year, like my 2025 and my 2024 resolutions. I did them last year, and it was always so interesting to look back and to see the stuff that I ended up doing. And I'm surprised with just how much stuff I ended up actually doing that was on the list. And it was just nice. It was just nice. It gave me like a sort of it gave me a good feeling in a way, in the sense that I felt grateful that I was able to accomplish the things that I set out to accomplish.